Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. I wanted to thank you all for the overwhelming support that I have been having recently. It really does mean the world to me. Let me know if you enjoy this video by giving it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel to support me. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about why I am no longer using the term red skin syndrome. It is something that I have been wanting to talk about on my channel for a while, and I'm glad to be talking about it now. I'm sure a lot of you have done your own research and have learned a lot about yourself over the last few months. I know that I have. This is something that I have been looking forward to talking about on my channel for a while now. I have made sure that I have read up about it, had a bit more of an overall understanding before I actually created this video so that I could try and immerse myself a bit more and understand the messaging behind what I wanted to say and what I want to put out into the world, and indeed what has been already cascaded out there and the impacts that it has had. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this with you, and I would love to know what you think of it in the comment section down below. So if you're interested in why I'll no longer be referring to topical steroid withdrawal as red skin syndrome, then please keep watching. So red skin syndrome, what is it? It is a term that has been used within the medical community, the eczema community, and indeed the topical steroid withdrawal community for a long time. So if you don't know what topical steroid withdrawals are, I will link my video up here and in the description box below. It's basically a term that has been used to describe the over application of steroids, so that can be steroid creams or indeed steroid tablets, in which I have used both of these. This results in withdrawal symptoms when you come off of these steroids. So you may have heard of these before if you have ever had eczema or psoriasis, or you've ever had a condition where you needed to use steroids. So the most common one that you may have heard of is this. This is hydrocortisone, and it is typically used to treat atopic dermatitis, which has been described as a tendency for the skin to become inflamed. So something like this will be used to treat things like eczema in order to make them basically deflate. So you may have also heard of prednisolone, which is something that I have taken as well during times of extreme swelling. So I have had that for when I have had major allergic reactions, or I had a lot of swelling due to the withdrawals that I had from these creams and indeed from those steroids themselves. So the very thing that was trying to make the situation better actually became a very vicious cycle, and it can be very hard to break out of. Now, one of the things that can happen during this process is that the skin becomes red. So this is where the term red skin syndrome comes from. However, the problem with that is that it is just fundamentally not inclusive whatsoever. Yes, the skin becomes red to those people that have a fairer skin tone. So that just excludes a whole demographic of people. So a typical thing for you to see is a change in pigmentation. On someone like me, you may have a redder skin tone. However, as I've mentioned loads of times on this channel, all people are different, and when I get asked questions about what are the stages of topical steroid withdrawals, what are the different signs of it, we're all so different, and it's all so dependent on you, no matter what your skin colour. So what your reactions may be completely different to mine. As I have mentioned, I've had a lot of swelling, and a lot of people don't experience that. I also have had my whole face weep, and a lot of people again don't experience that. A lot of people get lots of peeling. Some people, I've experienced hair loss. I know a lot of other people have experienced hair loss, and will typically get insomnia or you'll get nerve pain. It's very, very dependent on you as a person. As we're all individual, the signs may be different. However, calling it red skin syndrome is just not inclusive to those with darker skin tones. So those with a different pigmentation may experience a different colour. So they will get a purple undertone, or they may get a blue undertone depending on where it is on the body, for example. So then what is the knock-on effect of that? If you're a parent, for example, or you are at home researching this and you're typing in the symptoms that you have into an internet search, or looking on forums, looking on social media, and you see red skin syndrome, you might glaze past that and think, oh, I don't have that because I don't have red skin. However, that is a false representation, because it is not an accurate symptom for you. You need to feel like you are included, and if we are actively excluding people, that means that they are then not represented, they don't understand what they have, and this then transfers from the home, so where the patient is, so whether that's a child, whether it's you, or whether it's someone that you know, they're not then accurately seeing images or representations of what they have, because it's not recorded in medical journals, it's not recorded online, and it's called something specifically that they cannot have. So then this causes a lot of confusion and misunderstanding. So that issue then transfers from the home to the medical community. And I've spoken about this on my channel as well, about the real need for understanding and open dialogue from the patient or sufferer with the medical community, and how this is the only way that a grossly misunderstood condition can move forward and evolve. My link to the need for this I will put here just now. But it is so important, and it is so important that that dialogue continues for people of all colours, and it is not excluding one demographic specifically. And eczema and medical conditions like this are not targeted at one specific colour of skin. They, as a medical condition, it transpires through all different shades and all different skin tones. So we want to make sure that people are diagnosed correctly, they feel secure and safe, and that they understand what they have. And specifically with skin conditions, which can be so long to discover, to diagnose, to treat, to deal with, it can be so debilitating for the sufferer and for those around them to be feeling so isolated and like they're going through this alone, when in actual fact there's a whole community of people out there and people like them, but they're not seeing it because it's called something specific that they will never have. And so that's the real need to change this term, to change this. It's just not an accurate term, and it shouldn't even exist. We should be calling it something different. I'm not sure what the answer to that is, and I would love for you to come up with suggestions, and if you have any, please comment them down below. As I mentioned, this results in inefficiencies and an incorrect diagnosis and ineffective treatment, and that is just something we completely want to avoid. I've spoken about the need to have the NHS supporting those in most need. However, as I said, it can be a very, very lonely, isolated place to go through some skin conditions, and if you go one step further and go into topical steroid withdrawals, it can be a very, very lonely and isolated place. You know, hashtags and terminology is so important, and it's so important for research. We have all this access to the internet, and we have all this access to social media to allow people to feel less alone. But if you're looking up terms which don't include you, you will start to feel more alone. And this is the point. We're not trying to exclude anybody. We want people to feel connected and feel like they can join in and get through this together, because it's a ridiculous situation to be in, and it's something that we need to break out of. And one step further, we can break out of calling it something very exclusive, and we want it to be something very inclusive. So unfortunately, this is an unconscious bias towards those with a fairer complexion, and it is just something that just needs to be addressed. It needs to be changed. It doesn't matter how long it's been used for. I've used it, and you know, it's been useful for those who have been researching it, but the more that you bring it up and use it, it just perpetuates the thing further. So on the one hand, when I started using it, I thought this is a great thing because those who are typing it in can look for it, but actually what you're doing is just accelerating the problem further. So that is the main reason why I shall not be using this hashtag any further, because it's just something that needs to be phased out. Although it is helpful to those who have heard about it and then get switched on to something else, I think the best thing possible going forward is just to stop using it as a whole. So as I mentioned, eczema and skin conditions affect those of all different colours, all different age groups, all different backgrounds and stages of life. So we shouldn't be calling it something as exclusive as red skin syndrome. So topical steroid addiction and topical steroid withdrawals going forward should be called something different and should be addressed differently. It's really important that you make sure that going forward you learn from your mistakes. I know that I have learned from many mistakes, from many things that are unconscious, and from a position of privilege, and just be humble and grateful that you have learned this going forward. It is something that we should all be willing to change and willing to accept. Indeed, learning from the past and moving forward and using that to educate yourself and go forward with open arms into the future is a mindset that will benefit you throughout your life, not just on issues which are difficult to discuss. It's not something to hide away from, it's something to learn and love and challenge yourself, challenge family, challenge, you know, the system to always be better and love with open arms. If you have called topical steroid withdrawal red skin syndrome in the past, if you've researched it, it's fine. We're just now moving forward. We're not going to use this anymore, and we just need to look forward and learn from the past and learn from other experiences. Do research, read up on Black Lives Matter and how you can help to undo some of those ties and some of that unconscious bias. And it may not be something vindictive, and it may not be something that you are actively doing, but it's these little changes that can actually really help to include other people and make them feel part of a community that welcomes them and welcomes them with open arms. And I look forward to reading what you guys think of this in the comment section. So what do you think we should be calling this condition going forward? I would love for you to comment down below what you think it should be called. Start a dialogue with other people. Others are welcoming you with open arms as well. I will also link some really useful articles in the description box, some really useful community pages, some really useful Instagrams that you can have a look at. I also considered doing some books which I have been reading, and if you were interested in that, let me know in the comment section. And yeah, it's something that I love reading books and I love learning more, and I welcome any further comments that you have. If you want to leave a comment down below, or if you don't feel comfortable, you can easily give me a message on my Instagram. I am always open to your comments and suggestions and love to learn going forward. So thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Please make sure that you share this video as well. It is so important that we are making sure that we're accurately describing this condition. We as the patients are accurately describing it to other people. It then leads to the medical community doing the same thing, an accurate diagnosis of what the condition is that you have. You are not alone. Other people are with you, and I look forward to you joining me. Please subscribe if you enjoy this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.